Hi, my name is David John Jeffrey, and today I'd like to talk to you about a pressing subject called water. As you can see, I've laid out a bunch of bottles. I hope to have a few others, but this was all I could get hold of for free. I wouldn't want to pay for some of these water bottles because of the content inside. And that's what I've come to talk to you about. Firstly, as we know, where does water come from? Well, water comes from the sea. It gets evaporated, it goes up into the clouds, and then it comes down in the form of rain, which then lands on mountains, lands in not reservoirs, but it could land in reservoirs. It lands on the ground and goes underwater springs, and then gets piped up or piped down, bottled up, and delivered to various supermarkets around the world. That's what we're told. But is it the truth? That's the question. Where does our water really come from? Well, I always thought the consideration of how much salt and chloride is actually in some of these bottled brands. And the consideration is that where does the salt and the chloride come from? So now I can imagine if the water is found through volcanic rock, then it would definitely come from the rock. Salt would come from the rock, but not chloride. I've got bees here now, what's going on? So where does it come from? Well, the only thing I can think of is it's added, but there's no way we can guarantee this. Let's look at some things that you might or might not be aware of. When you get a bottle of water, it's always good to read the label on the back. You see, at the back of the water, it actually tells you the mineral content of the water. Now, it contains things like calcium, it's good for the bones, magnesium, potassium, sodium, chloride, sulfate, nitrate, and fluoride. Now, there's a few in there that you think, doesn't normally think that would go naturally into water, like sodium, chloride, and fluoride. Why are those in the water? When you smell one that's high in chloride, you get this kind of whiff of a swimming pool, and you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't smell right. If I drink fruit juice, do I ever smell a swimming pool smell in it? But okay, that's water from fruit. But what if you drink Coca-Cola? Do you ever get a smell of chloride in the Coca-Cola? Never. Do you get it in any of the fizzy drinks? No. But some water bottles do actually smell like a swimming pool. Why? Well, on the back of this one, we have milligrams per litre of the mineral. Sodium is 46 milligrams per litre, and chloride is 63 milligrams per litre. Priory fools. Then we take Evian. Evian's sodium is 6.5 milligrams per litre, there's no fluoride, and chloride is 10 milligrams per litre. Hold on, this chloride is 63 milligrams per litre, and this one's only 10 milligrams per litre, and this sodium is 46 milligrams per litre, and this sodium is only 6.5. Why is it so different? What's the difference between these two bottles of water that would make this chloride content be so high and sodium be so high? And the only thing that I can think of, unless a scientist out there wants to give me an actual scientific explanation, is that they add it. Chloride is very bad for the body. As you know, if you swallow a load of water at the swimming pool, what happens to you? You become dizzy, you become disorientated, you become a little bit like docile, and that's what chloride does to you. It doesn't help you in the slightest. I think maybe they add chloride because they want to preserve the water. It's the only answer I can think of. But if that's the case, why don't they add it to any of the other fizzy drinks that you have? Why don't they need preserving? Salt. Why would you add salt to water? The only reason why I think you should add salt to anything is because it makes you thirsty. And if you're thirsty, guess what? You buy more water. And that can't be good for the body, can it? Do they ever have salt warnings on these bottles? No. Do you ever see on the back the red mark to say this one's high in salt? No, because they don't need to, because it's water. You wouldn't expect it. Let's try a few more. This one has 12 milligrams per litre of chloride and 9 for sodium. Much higher than that one. This one has... This one has 6.1 milligrams of chloride and 5.6 of sodium. Again, these three are pretty low, whereas this one's quite high. Let's see how the Ice Valley racks up. This one has chloride at 93 milligrams per litre and sodium at 91 milligrams per litre. This is the highest I've ever seen. Another one that's very high is Buxton and Smart Water. If I were you, I'd read the back of the label and see what's in it. Clearly, these are the ones to keep away from. They're not going to do your body any good. But why do we pay for it? Well, we're paying for the process to bottle and distill the water. But if the water contains so much junk in it, isn't it better to collect it yourself from rainwater? Rainwater is the purest form of water there is, unless of course you live near a chemical plant where you're getting acid rain. But if you're in a normal countryside area, then rainwater would be the purest way. And of course you've got purification tablets anyway. I wonder what would happen if you put a purification tablet in this, whether it would actually clean out. Who knows, I don't know how they work. A scientist would tell me. But the point I'm trying to make is that these water bottles are clearly compromised, and it's something that we need to really consider. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, it would be nice if you could subscribe to my channel so you could get more videos. Also, if you like it, please give a like and leave comments. I've had lots of comments to my videos. I try and reply to every single comment that's ever left on my videos, and I hope that you will stay tuned and watch my next video as it comes out. Thank you very much.